everybody's favorite XRP. It's all good, bro. Don't worry about it. We're good. We're good. A couple things to talk about here. I drop these Bollinger Bands off. Number one, we are still getting pounded by the trend line. We haven't broken it yet. And until we break it, we're stuck in the mud. All right. It continues to reject over and over again. Simply put, this needs to break out. Once it breaks out, we are likely to get a back test. What do I mean by a back test? So I'm expecting at some point a breakout and a back test and then a go. Something kind of like that, right? That doesn't mean exactly like that, but something like that. The other option, what we continue to run into for now, is these rollovers where it just back tests and then stabs down real hard and really hunts for liquidity. Note that we have a liquidity area right down there in the bottom. Remember we talking about that on Bitcoin? Well, guess what? It works the same way with XRP, Solana, and Ethereum. Not to mention a bunch of other coins, but those are the top four. Those are the big four, the CME 4. Your liquidity area would be right there. If this thing takes a stab down, this is the area that I'm looking for the big sting. Now, I'm hopeful that this is just a higher low and we're finally getting out of this mess and we're going to start digging out of the hole. We are still on support. It's still fighting with that $2 level and putting up a damn good fight. But it hasn't broken out yet. All these moving averages, you saw me talk about this a moment ago on Bitcoin CME, where they were all perfectly in order. Well, these are all perfectly upside down. 200, they're not actually perfect. So you've got the 200, the 50, the 100, the 21, the 8, all in the way. All compressing the price down. All keeping it from getting that big move like everybody wants to see. And I want you guys to have that same move. It's not like I'm not wanting it. Just saying it's one of them things that's, boy, that thing's poking its tail out, taking forever. If I look at weekly here, we do need to note that we've got a good bullish engulfing going still, but we're stuck under the 821. We had a couple good weekly candles in here, but didn't get much out of it. So far, she's just kind of consolidated over and kind of grinding to the right. Bollinger Bands on the weekly are starting to tighten up though. And if we get a couple more weeks of sideways, you're going to see this weekly start to hook in and start to hook down, and we're going to see pressure build and we're going to see some action. What kind of action? Well, we've seen this before for XRP on the weekly. Once it starts to pinch in and those Bollinger Bands get tight, it likes to go. Look back here. All the way back. This is all the way back to 2015, 2016, 2017. Look at the Bollinger Bands pinch down and watch what happens, right? Those bands pinch and we get volatility. Sometimes it's down, sometimes it's up. But note how it held support the whole time, right? Another big pinch right there. Look at that one. That was a very, very aggressive pinch. And then you got one more on the back side before it really finally snapped and took off. We've analyzed this chart 500 times, and I've always talked about it, but here you go again. We had a downtrend. It was very downtrendy. A lot of sell pressure. There was your high, then your lower high, then your lower high, then your equal highs, but all lower and then lower and then lower, and then bam, breakout. Back test, back test, back test, pop. Right? That's happened multiple times on XRP. And I'll go back up here so you can see it again. Same situation here. There's your big high and your lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, pop. Excellent. After that pop, you get a back test, pop. Back test, pop. And note this was right in the middle of the SEC investigation. And you still went all the way to $2 after. So one is inclined to believe that if we can dig out of this hole and get moving again, we might have some more juice left and can still run up here to this $6 level. There's things in the way, and I don't think we're just going to sprint to that level. I think we might have a shot at that by the end of the year. We'll see. For now, she's still stuck under trend, still thinking about it. I'd like to re-enter, but I can't yet. It's just not satisfactory enough for me.